Good morning. It's Nancy Reynolds. Sorry about this over my face today. I didn't get everything lined up or prepared as I normally do because Monday mornings are a little slow for me and I didn't hustle very fast today. But we're going to do our card. It is the Autumn Meadow. Oh, let me turn it down to the desktop. It's this one, the Autumn Leaves Friendship Card. That was the one chosen. I got a little bit of feedback on my post on Facebook. So here we go. I am so glad that you joined me. Someone the other day said they missed my little post-it notes. So I have one post-it note because, as I said, I am not as prepared as I like to be. This is sort of on the fly. So if anyone joins me, I'll have a question or two. If not, I'll just make a choice. The first thing we're going to do is get our card base. And I'm using Mossy Meadow. It's 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2. And then, the little bumpy side is what folds in. Line up your corners, your edges here. And I'm going to show you a little trick I do. Let's see. I've just got stuff all over the place here. Is I take it and I line it up in the corner using that edge, these two edges, so that I make sure it's straight. Then I grab my bone folder and burnish my fold. Easy peasy. Sometimes, your scoring can be off just a teensy tiny bit, and you could be just a little bit off on the fold, and this helps you line everything up. So there's our first layer, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Our second layer is we're going to use this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Designer Series paper. Isn't this gorgeous? This is the All About Autumn Designer Series paper. It's photorealistic, so it's a photo that was taken and then made into Designer Series paper. And it is gorgeous. There are many, many, many designs in the pack of paper, but as you can see, there's not much left in my pack of paper. I have a few things, but the coolest stuff about this is when you turn it over. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Look at that shine. That's a copper shine. Isn't that beautiful? So we're going to use this as layer 1, and this is our layer 2. So that's going to require just a little bit of trimming. So layer 1 is 4 by 5 1/4 inches. And since this is 6 by 6 and it's not got a specific design that's directional, let's go ahead and do 5 1/4 inches. And then 4. That's a 1/4 inch off each side. Normally I would I'm going to use this die as an edge around our sentiment. And I would normally put it right in the middle of this, or I might even cut out a couple of them. But I have my mini cut and emboss, and this paper is too wide for that. And it looks like this is perfect. So let's use that little offcut. Bring in the mini cut and emboss. And let's cut one out for now. I probably will cut another one for later. So you make your sandwich. Remember, the top plate protects your die from warping. It also evens out the pressure, so you get a good cut. And I am being lazy. I don't want to reach around, so I just cut it back at myself. You really don't have to do that. Once through is fine. So here is our little piece and our extra strip, and I'll set those aside. I think I should put this in my magnetic bowl because we don't want to lose it. So there it is. Here's our first layer. Before we do that, let's cut our second layer. And I am going to be a little wasteful with this paper because I love that pathway and the trees on each side. Oh, wrong item. So this is going to be 3 3/4 inches. So I am going to come over on this side and decide, I think right there. And then I'll line this side up at the 3 3/4 mark and cut off this strip. Now we need 5 inches. 3 3/4 by 5 is our next layer. I think I'm going to cut a little off the top. In other words, I want this out of the middle. Why not? I guess that's a little bit more than the middle. I cut off a tiny bit of the ground. And here we go. Now I'm going to adhere these two together. Again, this is 3 3/4 by 5, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. Let's take a little bit of our tombow. I'll take off that little bit of the edge there. The larger one, the smaller one is going on top of the larger one. So we're going to do pretty shiny sides together, I guess. Here we go. We will put this down. I am not going to adhere it yet because I want to put my ribbon on. This is the ribbon that comes with the suite. It's copper and natural ribbon combo pack. And this is really soft, nice ribbon. It crunches up really well. But it really is too big to tie a bow. So what I did was I grabbed my seal and I just went up the side and I took it and adhered it. Let's see, let me grab my ribbon scissors. I'm actually going to bring both my snips over. Let's cut this and wrap it around. Now I do want to make sure this is adhered in here, so I am just going to put a little more seal over the top of it. And I'm going to put it down on my silicone mat because the silicone mat, no adhesive, it sticks to it. So it's wonderful. Then I have the copper ribbon, which is oh so pretty. Oh, I also have 2 ways that I am adhering, holding my ribbons from getting away from me. The copper ribbon has a little bit of copper ribbon wrapped around it so that I can just pull and it will stay so nice. With this, I realized I had, with a natural ribbon, I have some of these little clips that went on a display board, but they're so strong that they actually made the cards bend. So I got something else for the display board, and it also keeps the ribbon from falling over. It also stands, so it's not going to roll away, which I think is a very good thing. No escaped ribbon. That's my new motto. I'm going to take, actually, I'm just going to take a piece of this. We'll see how well I can do this. I'm going to run it underneath. Oh. Give myself a little more ribbon. It usually takes me a little more ribbon to tie my bow. See how quickly this card is coming together, even though I'm being a disorganized fumble fingers? This is a really, I love it when the designer series paper does the work. So here we are, a little knot. And let's see how well I can tie a real bow. I'll make my loop, wrap it around and through. That sounds so much easier for my fingers than what my fingers actually do. Okay, wrap it around and through and pull your bow tight. And we'll fuss with that just a little bit. I would actually like this to kind of turn under instead of up. See if I can get that convinced to do that. There's our bow. We're going to put this on and then we will worry about fussing with the bow, cutting off those ends. I'm going to use my Tombow glue. You should be aware that this will fray, which is really nice because you can make a frayed edge and it's really cute on a card if that's the look you're going for, or when that's the look you're going for. Okay, we are down. I put this down lower than the other one because this card had picture on the two corners and the middle was very muted. So this card, designer series paper, I wanted to let the trees enjoy their beauty. Okay, let's take and let's take and fuss with this a little. This one should actually be coming over here. Well, it's not going to be perfect. But it will be a pretty copper bow. So the main part of our card is done. For the front, we're going to do the sentiment. And I have a piece, remove the Post-it note, and grab a piece of, so this is how I keep all my little scraps and bits of white. And I know which size I want. Actually, I think this will be just fine. Let's cut it down so it'll go through the cut and emboss machine. I scored it wrong. This was going to be a fun fold, and I mismeasured. So now I have a score line in the middle of a piece of paper, which is not a problem. What I was hoping someone would be on so I could ask which you would rather I do, copper clay or pecan pie, but I'm going to go with the copper clay. Okay, here we go. Copper clay. We will stamp our sentiment. We're also going to take a piece of, well, let's take our envelope. And I'm going to be stamping off a little bit. So let's go ahead and do our envelope. We will do the large leaf because we'll have a pretty outside and a pretty inside. So we have to have a pretty envelope. So here we go. That turned out nicely. And then I want a piece of cardstock to go on the inside. Let me double check the size. This should be the same as our front piece, 4 by 5 1/4, and it is. Let's go ahead and we'll ink up our stamp and go ahead and put one on the bottom corner, and let's turn it upside down, ink the stamp up again, and put it on the top corner for interest. Still plenty of room to write our message. Yes? Copper clay is a pretty color. I'm glad it's one of our in colors, and we have it for this year, the 23-24 year, and next year. So let's go ahead and put this in. I think copper clay stays damp just a little bit longer. It takes a little longer to dry. So I'm going to try and be a little careful with it. Put that on the inside. So we're going to envelope our inside and we're going to finish up the outside front. I have my die. I have our cute little, hi Shirley. Oh, I'm glad you like my choice. Good to see you. This is a pretty color, isn't it? We will just, as you will notice, I don't think in the handwriting, it's not perfectly straight, so you can get away with being just a little bit off if it doesn't quite line up to what you're hoping for. So let's go ahead and run this through because I want to show you what we're doing with it. How's your Monday going, Shirley? I started out by admitting that mine is going very slowly. I am definitely not moving quickly. I think this will look so much better if it has just a little bit of something on the top and bottom. Or, let's see, that's what I did with the other one. I think maybe I'll just do on the sides and offset it this time. When I do the top and bottom like this one, I just take and I cut it in half and put a little, just have that separation on the back. But I think, oh, you sent out a card. Very good. It is Mail It Monday after all. That is on my agenda next, is to mail out a card. So let me just put a little bit of this on the top. Offset it just a little bit so that the paper shows, the Designer Series paper shows. You could also cut two and have 2 layers offset, which might be pretty. I'm going to use dimensionals, and I brought them over. So let me put some dimensionals on. And we don't like saggy cards, so I think 4 is a nice amount. Here we are. Don't throw them on the desk because they will get everywhere. Put them in the garbage can. I often remind myself of that. And I think I'm going to put it, I do like it over. But I think that looks a little crowded to me, so maybe I'll just put it offset a little bit. So it's a little bit higher. And then when we come in with these are Naturals Adhesive Backed Sequins. When we come in with these, we could maybe use a few extra, and I am going to use the copper. Sticking with our copper theme. And these are so nice and flat that I am happy using the large ones. Let's put 3 there. And I want to put 1 there. 3, 4. Little ones. 5. Keeping the number odd, because that is what's attractive to the eye, has odd numbers. Goes with the Fibonacci principle. Oh, you're trying to send out a card each week. That's wonderful, Shirley. I send them out in batches. But I think that's a good idea to have a day or a goal for 1 a week. I don't like that one there. I'm going to use another big one. And I'm going to pop it down here. There. I like that better. So there's our card. We have an envelope. We have a pretty card that was very easy to make and quick with a pretty inside that we can write our note on. There we are. I hope you liked it. If you liked the video, I would really, it would help me and the Facebook algorithms, whatever they are, if you liked the video and shared it And I will see you not this next Friday, but the one after. And I don't have a calendar in front of me, and I'm not going to guess at dates because I usually get the day of the week right and the date wrong. So I don't want to do that to you. I will post it, but just know it's not going to be this Friday. It's the Friday after. Oh, I'm glad you like the cardstock, Shirley. I love it too. I was going to get another set of this paper, and it came in last Monday. And then I went to place my order on Tuesday, and it was already out of stock again. So I am going to try. I think it's supposed to be in around this, either the 16th or the 23rd. And so I'm going to just keep checking because I would love to get one more pack of this. I have enjoyed it. Of course, it does have shiny, blingy paper. And may I say, when this sits on the shelf, you can really tell it's got that border of shiny, blingy paper. So someone will enjoy this card. As a matter of fact, someone will enjoy this card because on Wednesday, I'll do a draw for everybody who has liked, shared, or commented. So it'll go in the mail. Yay! Anyway, until next time, I want you to have a wonderful, happy crafting time. Oh, hi, Sheila. Nice to see you. Did I surprise you today? So this is our card. We made it with the All About Autumn Designer Series paper. Super, super easy. So I hope you'll watch the replay. And I am going to take off and get my coffee, which I obviously need another cup or I would be a little bit less disorganized. And wish you a happy crafting week. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.